Good morning guys, and welcome to this edition of Hikelopedia. Today I'm by the seaside and I've got a special guest with me. Hugo's here, and today we are going to do some urban coastal exploring. Let's go. We are here in Wanli, which is just around the coast from Geelong, and we're here to explore what was once a holiday paradise that is known locally as the UFO Village. Now, I know there are already quite a few videos about this place online already. I've watched them all, I know. But none of them actually really go into the history of the place, which is what I'm going to do today. We'll see. It's like being on the set of a 1970s sci-fi movie, isn't it? Yeah. Like in a spaceship or something. Yeah. Look at this one. The beds are angled. It's like they were abandoned in the middle of a war or something. There's like toothbrushes and things just lying around. I'm sure there was a half-eaten meal here as well. Maybe everybody was abducted by aliens. So, Hugo, I think you finally found your new holiday home.
It's a fixer-upper. But, you know, a little bit of paint and just some vacuuming.
Should be good.
Should be good to go.
Ah! This is the Futuro, a post-war Finnish design initially conceived by architect Matti Suurinen as an easily portable ski chalet. The Futuro dates from the 1960s, and fewer than 100 of them were actually ever built, although the design was licensed in around 50 other countries. The Venturo, meanwhile, dates from the early 70s and was also designed by Suurinen, and although just 19 of them were built in Finland, the design was licensed to 23 companies around the world, although none of those companies were in Taiwan. That's because in true Asian style, the versions you see here are actually copies of the original designs, and were the creation of local businessman and toothpaste magnate Su Ming. Marco Holm, a historian of these iconic dwellings, told the story of Taiwan's Futuros and Venturos to the website thefuturohouse.com. According to Holm, Su Ming first became interested in the Futuro after seeing them in Japan in the early 70s. He then travelled to Finland, where he met Suurinen and toured the factory where they were manufactured. Rather than licensing the design, Su Ming claimed that the Futuro design had a leakage problem and set about making them himself. Holm, however, believed that the claims of leakage problems were just an excuse, as Su had already decided to manufacture his own versions of the Futuro and Venturo rather than pay a licensing fee. Work began on the Wanli holiday village in 1980, with 93 properties constructed, most of them Venturos, but with a few Futuros also completed. And at the beginning, the village was an extremely popular holiday destination, with wealthy Taiwanese snapping up the properties and creating a thriving holiday village, as demonstrated by this photo found on the Futura House website. However, for reasons no one is able to pinpoint, by the late 1980s, decay had set in, and this once thriving holiday village began a decades-long spiral that resulted in looking like it does now. Of course, with any place that looks as run down and creepy as this, there are rumours about it being haunted. My guess is that the climate here in Wanli, cold, wet and miserable in winter and uncomfortably hot in summer, combined with the growth of overseas travel and the development of other resorts around Taiwan, eventually led people to abandon the homes and move away. Many of the homes, such as the one that once stood here, have been demolished, while several others are still here, abandoned, damaged by vandals and eroded and corroded over the years by the harsh Taiwan seaside weather. Yet one or two of them are still in use, either as permanent or holiday homes. And it is these one or two holdouts that have probably prevented the whole site from being demolished and redeveloped. Apparently, a construction company already owns most of the site and is just waiting for a chance to start the redevelopment work. And although this place is actually a bit of a dump, it would be a real shame if it was all to go to the scrap heap, as it would spell the end of this unique piece of architectural heritage here in Taiwan, following the demolition of a similar second UFO village a bit further around the coast in Sanzhi a few years ago. I was lucky enough to visit that village and even serve as a model for my photographer friend. Yes, a model. Do not despair, however, for even if the Wanli site is eventually demolished, there are still one or two holdouts around Taiwan, some of them in the most unlikeliest of spots. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this brief tour around this long lost holiday paradise. I really did. If you did, and you enjoyed the content, then you know what to do. Give me a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. If you'd like to help the channel, then there's two ways now. You can click thanks down below the screen, or you can head on over to my Buy Me a Coffee page and look for some digital downloads there and the permanent offer of 3 coffees or more for a Hikelopedia embroidered patch. Alright, got to drive back to Hsinchu now guys, so in the meantime, take it easy and I'll see you next week. Over and out.